How's it going, everyone? The one MFP here. I hope you're all having a great day today. I'm gonna be reacting to some Panic at the Disco today. I'm reacting to the Overture, so that comes between Pretty Odd and Vices and Virtues. I've already done album reactions for A Fever You Can't Sweat Out and Pretty Odd. I'll have links down in the description box below. I'm also going to be reacting to Vices and Virtues, so that's why I'm reacting to the Overture here today. You guys mentioned that it would be a good idea to react to this before getting into the album reaction for Vices and Virtues, so that's exactly what I'm going to do here today. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Matt. I post reaction videos here, so if you enjoy that type of content and you like what you see in this video, please take the time to check out some of my other reactions, and if you enjoy those, please hit that subscribe button. I always appreciate the support. Alright, so let's get into this. Overture by Panic at the Disco. From what I gather, this is a short movie that introduces Vices and Virtues, so I'm interested to see what this has in store for me. Let's get right into it.
I never dreamed it would come to this. I'm gonna miss you guys. Looks like we're gonna have to part ways. It's time for me to settle up, Joe.
I'm afraid your money's no good here. This one's on the house.
I'm really gonna miss this place.
Hey, Brendan.
Yeah, Joe.
Hey, don't beat yourself up if things don't work out the way you planned.
Okay, Joe. Sure is.
We'll be right down.
Time to go. We don't know what to bring. If we bring all our photo albums, we won't be able to bring all of our clothes. What if I forget my memories? What if it rains and I don't have a jacket? We aren't coming back, are we? So if we don't take it with us now, we gotta leave it behind? Guys, just bring what's important. It's all important!
Is it time?
Sure is, buddy.
We'll be right out.
Hey, the weather's doing the back and forth again. We gotta go.
Really? All right.
It's time to go, pal.
Okay, I'm all set. I'll be there.
Okay.
Time to go. How do I get out of these chains?
Thank you.
Kiss me, hey, hey, we are a hurricane. Drop our anchors in the storm.
Look at me!
Run it!
Stop it! Oh, stay with me!
Grab my hand! You have to let her go!
I can't leave her here. I have to save her.
You gotta save herself! Look, she's already chained up again! Your heart was in the right place, man. There's nothing you could have done for her. Come on, it's time to go.
Okay.
Is the trip gonna be dangerous?
No, I'll be there to protect you.
Oh, this is so exciting. I can't wait to get there.
I can't wait to leave here.
It's gonna be so much better there.
Guys, it's okay. We're gonna get through this. Still okay. Follow me.
We're never gonna make it through with all this stuff.
I can't let go.
It's easy, just drop it.
I can't.
I can't do it either. I can't do it.
Can't leave her here all alone.
You can't save them. They have to save themselves.
I guess it's just us then.
It always has been.
Alright, so there we have it. That was the Overture. Throughout this video, I was getting some A Fever You Can't Sweat Out vibes. It just had that same theatrical aesthetic, and the sounds of the songs in the video sounded to me like they could have been from A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Beyond that, throughout the video, Brendan is gathering people for what appears to be some kind of circus, so I think all of those things contributed to that A Fever You Can't Sweat Out feel. Now, to touch on what I felt those individuals represented, it kind of looks like Brendan is trying to salvage things from Panic at the Disco's past. At the very beginning of the short video, we have Brendan at a bar, and he's got the bartender who's on the other side of the counter, and he's got two shadows next to him. He says something along the lines of, "It's time to part ways and I'm gonna miss you guys." Given that we have two shadow figures, I'm guessing that these two figures represent the two band members that left. And yeah, when Brendan is ready to leave the bar, the two shadowy figures disintegrate, and Joe the bartender tells Brendan, "Don't beat yourself up if things don't work out the way you intended." So from that scene alone, it looked like they were introducing a new beginning of sorts. You know, Brendan is moving on. He does seem to acknowledge that things are going to be different. The bartender is warning him not to have high expectations, but Brendan doesn't seem to be having it. He seems to be keeping his head high. He seems to be going out there confident. And yeah, he's trying to gather these people for his journey. One very important person he meets along the way is drummer Spencer Smith. One notable scene that comes before the climax of the story is when Brendan goes into this place where he's met with this girl who's locked up in chains, and he's trying to free her. He's trying to bring her along on this journey, and he's just unable to do that. She's trying to keep him where she's at, and Brendan seems to be feeling guilty about that. He's saying, "I can't just leave her here." Spencer is the one encouraging him that they need to keep moving forward. He said something along the lines of, "Your heart was in the right place, but there was nothing you could have done." I think this was just to say that, you know, they need to keep moving forward. As much as Brendan wants to salvage things from the past, they need to keep moving if they're gonna progress. After that scene, Brendan, Spencer, and all the people that they've gathered move onwards, and they're met with a bunch of road signs. Basically, those road signs are telling them to turn back and not to move forward. Regardless, Brendan leads the way and encourages everyone to move beyond this roadblock. And they keep marching, and there seems to be a time lapse there because we go from daytime to nighttime. But yeah, by nighttime, they're met with a police blockade. Behind that blockade, there's a fire. And it's at that point that everyone, Brendan and Spencer gathered, decide to leave. And Brendan says, "I guess it's just us then." And Spencer replies, "It always has been." So what I gathered from all of that was from the very beginning, from the initial scene where Brendan is in the bar, he has a vision for what he wants to do moving forward. From the way Spencer is describing it, Brendan is trying to save people. Like I've already said, to me those people seem to be representative of the past. To me it seemed like Brendan felt like, along with the other members of Panic at the Disco, they created something, and despite two members of the band leaving, Brendan and Spencer still had to live up to that. They still had to be what they were in the past. But it seems like throughout the journey, Spencer has a different mentality about it. Of course, he's on the same page as Brendan in the sense that he wants to save all these people, or in the sense that he wants to live up to what is expected of Panic at the Disco. But I think at the same time, he's also acknowledging that this is a new start for Panic at the Disco. They're going into new territory, things are gonna change, and all they have is each other. Once we get to that ending scene, Brendan seems to be accepting of that as well. With that said, both Brendan and Spencer move on beyond that police blockade. They walk through the fires together. And that's what I made of the Overture. From what I could tell, it was Panic at the Disco's way of telling everyone that, first of all, those two band members had left. Moving forward, Panic at the Disco would be Brendan Urie and Spencer Smith. from what I made of the narrative told in this short film, it did seem like things weighed down on Brendan in a certain sense. He just seemed to have a certain image of how things would be moving forward. And in the end, it didn't end up turning out that way. In the end, it was just Brendan and Spencer. And Spencer is telling Brendan that, you know what, this is the way it was going to be moving forward either way. You could do everything in your power to try and please everyone, but at the end of the day, it's going to be everyone else's decision if they want to move forward with you. You're going to have to create something beyond that fire to make it appealing for people to follow you through the fire. And I think that's what all of this represents. It's showing us that Brendan and Spencer have a new beginning here, and they need to leave the past in the past. Whatever they create together is what's going to entice people to move beyond that fire to support them. That's what I made of the video. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. You know, I always love hearing what you guys have to say. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. I always appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time. Have a great day, y'all.